Alright, I don't know if this trading bag episode number 3, 4, or 5. I haven't been keeping count. I just been putting to the playlist. But today, as y'all seen in the title, we're gonna be talking about how to find a trading setup. You feel me? Oh, so YouTube, it's your favorite guru from Temu, man. And my job here is to teach you how to trade, how to understand trading, and how to deepen your trading bag. You feel me? But yeah, today we're gonna be talking about setups and how I find them. Because I feel like I find pretty decent setups. I'm not gonna say they all just A+ setups, but most of the time I do typically catch the start of the trade or the bottom tick or the top tick, whatever you want to freaking call it. And it's mainly because of my strategy. So yeah, let's get into this trading vid. Let's go. I was watching Yu Yu Hakusho. Amazing anime, by the way. Amazing, amazing. Ooh, I'm glad Batty Hood didn't show up right there because it showed up last time. All right, let's go into today's trade. Whatever you want to call it. Yeah. All right, now, first off, what do you want to go into the market looking for, right? You want to be looking for the trend, okay? That is going to give you your first example of a setup, okay? So let me get all this stuff on my pocket. So the first thing you want to be looking for is the trend, okay? Now, I don't want to go in and just be guessing, just like, okay, I see, oh, we're in the right here, for example, oh, we're in a downtrend, right? No, we're not in a downtrend. We can obviously see, if we look down here, we're obviously bullish, right? You want to see the initial trend of the market, right? Right here, though, once we start dumping right here, you can be looking for sales here. I mean, this will make sense because we're going down lower. We created a lower low right here. But once we end up breaking this high right here, that invalidates all of this, right? So that's the main thing you want to be looking for is the trend, okay? Because I want to see what are we planning or where are we going? What should I be looking for? Should I be looking to go higher or to go lower? That's the main thing. Key point. Because if you don't understand what you're looking for, you'll be looking for nothing or you'll be taking anything, right? So how do you find the trend, right? Typical is super simple, like kindergarten type stuff, especially if you're an intermediate trader or you know trading. But you're going to be looking for higher highs and higher lows. So we got a higher high right here, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, and so on and so forth. We're climbing up in the staircase pattern. And sometimes, of course, it's not going to be as simple. You feel me? Like, it's not going to be like staircase like this. Like, this is obviously a downtrend, right? In the staircase. Sometimes you're going to have ranges like these, right? Ranges like these, and we're going to talk about how to catch trades breaking out of these ranges and stuff like that. But yeah, you're going to have ranges like these, and typically you don't want to be trading these, right? You don't want to be trading. But yeah, when we have those ranges, you don't want to be taking trades. But as you can see, uptrend, then we break this, take out these lows, then create an uptrend again. Super duper simple. But yeah, that's how you find the trend. That's the main thing I look for, is to find a trend. All right. Now, the next thing I want to do is to look for where we could be pulling back to. If I see that we're in the uptrend, like today. Today we had 0 pullbacks. We didn't get no pullbacks, right? And that means it's just a continuation day. So this is a little different. But like here, for example, right? We did end up getting a pullback to this level right here. I got it tapped out right here, right? So you want to be looking for pullbacks, okay? Or dang, I just forgot what I was talking about. My bad. But yeah, you want to be looking for where you would be most likely to pull back to. Now, some of the main things I look for are fair value gaps, like this fair value gap. We could be drawn to this fair value gap because this is an imbalance. I almost said inefficiency, but no, it's an imbalance. So do we, are we going to draw back here? Or I mainly look for where we were mainly choppy at, though. Okay, what I mean by that is like this area right here. We were ranging in this area, right? Ranging in this area. And as you can see, we ended up pulling back to this level again and tapping it. As you can see over here, we also tapped it again, had a minor rejection, then broke through it again, right? And I mainly just look for little stuff like that because we will be pulling back to those areas, right? Those areas of balance, like right here, we pull back to it. Wherever we chopped it, we're most likely going to pull back to, because that was an area where buyers and sellers were previously competing at. So that's a really good key to see where, okay, we might most likely will pull back to this area. We might not come all the way down here, but as you can see, we were choppy in this area, and we used this level multiple times right here. Like, and that's another thing you want to see. You want to see a bunch of times that we use this level, right? I can just tell by like where we chopped it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if we chopped right here. Nah, that's not a good spot. No. We chopped right here. We end up pulling back to it right here. Chopped right here. We pulled back to it right here and pushed up off of it. We broke through this chop. Broke through it. It's just so on and so forth. Let me see. I'm trying to find more spots. This is all-time highs. Right here. We end up chopping that Asia session right here. Chopped right here, pulled back to it, pushed up. So that's the main thing. You can look at it, support and resistance, supply and demand, whatever you want to call it. But this is what I look for, right? I look for that fair value gaps or order blocks, right? If I'm going to be looking for a fair value gap, though, how I find decent fair value gaps is by looking at the higher time frame. So like the 30 minutes, sometimes the 15 minutes to the 15 minute all the way up to the 4 hour, because these hold a lot more structure inside of the market, and they will tell you you can use these a lot better, right? And as you can see, once we came up to this previous balance up here where we were choppy at, we began to chop again. You feel me? That simple. So that's what I mainly look for: chops. I look for choppy areas because that tells me buyers and sellers were competing at here. So more than like how I look at it, right? How I look at it is, if buyers and sellers really like this price, more than likely they're willing to push this price and go back to it again and chop back at it again or reverse at it, right? So that's the main thing. If they like this price before, they most likely will like it again, and they're going to chop at it again, buying and selling. So that's one of the main things you want to look for, where we had a bunch of volume at. Now, easier way, instead of going around and looking for the chop, right, and this is my main trading strategy, is to get this fixed range tool. This is so powerful, right? So powerful. And I'm going to get really in depth with this trading tool right here. So the main thing I do, get this fixed range volume profile tool, is going to be over here. And then you want to drag it from Asia, start of Asia session, to the end of London session, right? As you can see, this balance, if we just draw this box out, right here. As you can see, once we came into this balance right here, you could have actually caught sales probably. Once we came up here and we rejected off of this, if we go to like the 3 minute time frame, see we rejected. We got choppy in this area. You could have, once we rejected off of this high, could have caught sales down to here, and this would have been like a cool like 50 points. You know, and that's what I mainly go for, 50 points. Could have been a cool 50 points. Once we came back and started to get back choppy at these lows, we're already bullish for the day. That's going to be another game. Y'all boys pay attention, because we're going to tie all of this together. But I'm just giving y'all, like, breaking it down simply for simplify for y'all. But once we break and you see that we're not leaving this rejection, you can enter in for buys, aim for another 50 points, because we're already bullish, right? And this tool is amazing, right? This is amazing. So like I usually drag it from Asia session to London session. If y'all boys do not have my indicator, or it's not mine, it's shout out to Joshua, but it's market profile by Joshua, and you drag it from the red box all the way to this purple box right here, right? It's the same thing for this one, red box to purple box. And as you can see, I want y'all boys to understand, look at this. You see how we are able to find the chop very simply? No, not simply. Let's break this down, right? So if we're looking at this, where would chop be, right? Okay, you've been talking about chop a lot, Sham. So how do we use this to find chop? So look, if we look at the volume here, this bell curve, or where all of these high spikes at, this tells me where the most amount of trades went out at, right? So the most amount of trades went out in this area. This is the easiest way to find chop, right? Easiest way. So we see that we got choppy here. As you can see, we end up breaking through it. I'm pretty sure in one of these trades, I cannot remember which one it was. Yeah, here. Right here, right right here. As you can see, we ended up traveling back. Okay, so the next day, right? Next trading day, we kept tapping these highs right here, and as you can see, every time we tap the highs of these sales, this value area high over here, we ended up dumping down, right, giving me sales. Okay, so we can tell that this level is strong. Once we push through it a little heavy right now. Why is that? Just to take out Asia lows, and then we broke back through it. That's all we did. Well, of course, we're going to take liquidity and push down lower. So yeah. And as you can see, we just went back into this range again right here, right? Again. So this place tells me a lot of sellers are at. So I could be looking for sales around in this area because sellers are here unless we displace it, right? Now, why did I talk about all of this? Why did I go into the fixed range? Why didn't I go into that? Why didn't I go into this? Hold on, I need water. All right, perfect. Now, if y'all boys have known about the my order flow vids, y'all should know about AMT, the auction market theory, right? So we'll draw these out real quick again. I know I always draw it in the video, but those bell curves that I just showed. Oh, I didn't tell y'all the right settings for this vid. Okay, these are my settings for the volume profile thingy. Put this rows layout to ticks per row, and then change this to 1. Okay, and then the style, y'all can copy this if y'all want to. Make sure these are highlighted. But yeah, this is just for my trading colors. But yeah, okay, so boom. What I mainly do, why I look for these things, right? Is because look, if you look at this, or we look at the bell curve, right? Like this is the bell curve. If we have something that looks like this, this tells me that most of the trading went out in this area. So in this area right here, most of the trading, which is going to look like this. So if we go to the actual chart, we can actually see this is what it looks like in both of these examples, right? And this tells me that a lot of volume is going to be in these areas, but outside of these areas is where volume is the least relevant at, right? So once we come through these areas by using the power of 3, as you can see, we sweep liquidity right here. Once we sweep liquidity like that, my main thing is, okay, I know if we're in a downtrend already, say we're in a downtrend, right? Now we just entered into this balance over here, and I'm going to make this make sense in a little bit. We enter into this balance over here, right? We come out of this area, but we start to chop, and then we break back through it with speed. What I mainly look for, how I found my setup, okay, if we break through this with speed and we're already in a downtrend, I'm going to look for a pullback to this high and then a continuation down, probably to this low over here, right? Or probably to another balance somewhere, probably down here. We got another balance down here. I'm going to aim for this high, right? And then so on and so forth. If we go to, let's delete these. So if we have another bell curve, right? We had another bell curve like this. This is ugly, but they most likely will look like this, right? And we're chopping up, right? We're going in the uptrend. There are multiple things we can be doing inside of this, for this trade, right? We can reject off of this low, push back down, you know what I'm saying? And we can break through this high, you feel me? Boom. We can break like that. We can have a downtrend like that. Or we can have we can break through it with speed, come back to this low, and then go up for this high like that. You feel me? Or with the point of control right here, let's draw this point of control out right there. With the point of control, this is where this is the most amount of trades that got sent through in this area, right? So with the point of control, what we can do is we can come up here, come break through, go to the point of control, bounce, exit, bounce, and continue down like that, right? Something like that. We can have trades like that. But my main thing, what I mainly look for is break-ins. If we're going to break, if we're breaking, pull back, and enter like that, or we're going to come, reject, and go back down like that, right? And for downtrends, it's going to be kind of the same thing. Come through, reject off of it like that, or we're going to break, boom, boom, break through like that. You know what I'm saying? Certain things just super simple like that. This is what I'm going to mainly be looking for inside of my trades. Now let's go into an actual trade for today that we actually played with. Right now, just looking at these examples, right? So what now? First off, find the trend. We have been going downwards, right? We can see that we've been breaking these lows. How you know that we're breaking these lows? We're disrespecting bullish price action. Disrespected. Broke through with speed. This area right here, this is bullish price action. Broke through with speed. Now, we're looking for a pullback now. We're pulling back. We're going to get our fixed range tool, draw from Asia to London session. Boom. Now we have our value area highs and lows, okay? So we can mark out this high right here. And as you can see, you could have entered off of this. You could have entered off of the sell right here. Or you could have entered when we got actual, selling pressure. If you want to wait, you wanted to wait. What the freak? Why is it all the way up there? Wanted to wait. And something like that. And you want to go for like a 50 RR. I mean not a 50 RR, a 50 point win, right? So, and this gave you 80 points right here. So you could have went for 80. That's my most amount I'm gonna go for. You could go for 80 points, right? And this would just be the next form of liquidity, which would be over here. So let's just put it right here, right? Stop loss gonna go above this high, above Asia high, right? And boom, you got you a nice 3-to-1 risk to reward ratio right here, risking only 385, and you're going to be making 1235, right? That's one trade setup that I look for, right? Once we say the next thing I'm going to be looking for right here, for example, we're going upwards, right? We're pushing back up now. We just manipulated, swept these lows out and manipulated. This is the power 3. We ended up breaking through, creating bullish price action right here, right? Create bullish price action, because you can have multiple setups with this strategy, right? We have bullish price action pushing through. We break through this area right here. We break through this high with speed, and this is the pullback that I've been telling y'all. This is the example I just showed y'all. So we break through this high, break through this low, break through it, pull back to it, this low right here, which would be this candle right here, and then where do we travel to the next high right there. You do not want to, if you're going to hold this trade to go higher, then what you mainly want to do is be trailing your stop loss, right? Now, where would I enter? It'll be at this wick right here. Once we get this pullback, right here, I'm going to be entering off of there. And where would I aim for? Be aiming for this high right here. That's simple. Of course, my stop loss is not going to be all the way down here. Give me something like this. My stop loss can be like something like that, like to that wick. You feel me? Something small, and this would have netted you $700, $800 basically, and you would have been risking 245. You get what I'm saying? And as you notice, your risk is not that much. You don't have to risk $500 to $750 on your trades, because the risk, you're going to be mainly bottom and top tick. And even if you don't bottom and top tick, you can, if you get stopped out, say you move your stop back to break even, you get stopped out, more than likely it's going to come back to your level, like right here, where it comes back to this level again, and you could have entered off of it, caught sales again, because you already know this level is pretty strong. So you're just going to wait for the rejection off of it, right? You're going to wait for the rejection, put your stops right here, and you can aim for the same trade again, or you can aim for it right here. You feel me? Whatever you want to do, whatever you would like to do, and put your stops right above that high again. And look at that, you'll be risking $8, right? Now let's go back into some more examples. Let's go to a buy examples, because we were telling sales. I only went through one little example right there today, right? Because I ended up catching this trade. No, I ended up catching a crazy sell trade last night. Let me pull it up on my Discord if I got to see the entry anyway. And this video is way longer than I expected, but it's okay. It's teaching y'all. So whoop-de-doo. You feel me? Let's go in here. Win profits. Okay. Last night, I took this trade right here, right? As you can see, it's a bottom tick trade. Bottom tick trade using my same exact strategy. So let's talk about it, right? Same exact strategy. first off, I'm trying to remember where it was at. It was 215, so it's like right. No, it wasn't here. It got to be on the lower time frame. Yeah, somewhere over here. Had a pullback right here. Yep, it was right there. Perfect. I found it. Okay. Now, and I told you I'm gonna do buy trades. I'm finna explain buy trades right now. My bad. But yeah, though. So let's go over this trade. So first off, right, my main thing is I'm going to draw my tool out from Asia over here, because oh dang, I didn't mean to do this. Now, why did I do this side and not down here? This is because this is the most, like, over here is where our price is at, if this makes sense. We're not down here in price, right? We're going to be looking where price has already existed at. So if you're going to be looking for a fair value gap, you're not going to be looking all the way down here, because we're probably not going to come all the way down here. But I'm going to be looking over here because this price is more relevant right now because we have been over here already. So right here, I get my my level. As you can see, it lines up perfectly. We break through this level. What I want to see, right? What I want to see. I'm gonna break this down, right? And I caught sales up here as well. And I'm gonna tell you how I did that. Right here, we end up. I have this level marked out, right? I marked this out. Mark that level out, right? So what do I want to see? What do I want to see? I want to see if we're dumping right now, because we're going down for sales. We're dumping. I want to see us break through this low with speed in order for me to actually get in for buys, okay? So, boom, we break through this low with speed, right? Break through it with speed. So now I'm going to wait for a pullback to this low, and I'm going to catch this trade like I caught right here, which was at 515. I mean, 015, right? It was right here. Boom. Stop. Take profit. Take profit was literally, I could have ping pong last night if I wanted to. Like, I literally could have ping pong. I'm going to show y'all. I can get the exact take profit if it ain't blocked. 250 something. So it's going to be like 950 something, I mean. So it's like something like, it went all the way down there. It couldn't have been all the way down there. That don't even make sense. No, take profit was higher than that. I think I moved it up. So take profit would have been like somewhere around 265 or something like this. I think it was this actually. Well, I think I know how did I find my take profit last time? I forgot how I found it. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I forgot how I found it. Was it because of this over here, this level over here? No, it wasn't because of this level. Hold on. It's because of this level? No, it wasn't. Okay, my bad. I literally forgot how I found my TP. I don't remember. If I remembered, I would have been told y'all by now, but I do not remember. Unless I drag this from right here to right here. Nah, that didn't. But as y'all can see, this is how I got my other level set out for that day. You get what I'm saying? So yeah, but as y'all boys can see though, we ended up catching these sales right here, netting us $1,200. And then I could have ping pong with my next trade, but that doesn't matter. We're not going to talk about, because I can't remember how I found that level, so I'm not going to teach y'all something just because I said it. What I should have done though is, okay, so now we end up switching. If we go to the 15 minute, we end up switching from bearish price action to bullish price action, and we get the power 3, which you want to mainly look for. You know, if you're going to look for a reversal, you want to see the power 3. We sweep liquidity right here. Sweep liquidity right here. Manipulate into a 15-minute fair value gap, and then what do? We break through our level with speed, right? Now the thing is here, you can play these two different, completely different ways, right? Because you can see we don't get a pullback, right? We never get a pullback right here. We do end up getting a pullback into this low. So if we draw out this right here, you see we actually do get a pullback to this level, and this level printing out pretty well, and we got it right here. So you probably wouldn't have been able to catch this right here. But another thing I like to do is, if we break through it with speed, I know I can enter off of this low right here. I can enter on this low. I mean, this high, not low, this high. I can enter in this high and have my take profit. You know what I'm saying, wherever, because this would have been a crazy trade, and it actually made sense because we're overly bullish right now, And we are going to, we have a draw liquidity, which is previous week high, right? And this trade actually made a lot of sense. You get what I'm saying? It actually made a lot of sense. And as you can see again, once we got to this high up here, or this high right here, we began to chop. You feel me? Could have caught sales right here after we broke through with speed. Could have caught sales going back down. You get what I'm saying? But yeah, with this trade, if you didn't catch this trade, which is cool, what I would have did when I seen we swept liquidity, manipulated into a 15-minute fair value gap, this would have been my entry because of the fact that all of the other stuff that happened previously, right? We already swept. Manipulated, which would be our sweep, and then now we're printing up with bullish price action. I can enter here now. This would be an inverse fair value gap. This will actually be a good trade setup if you wanted to. But say you didn't see the pullback, all you do grab this range. No, not that. All you do is grab this tool. Same thing we've been talking about. Pull it here, and this would be our buy trades, right? So, this would be our buy example. We are bullish. We found the trend. We see that we're bullish. What have we just done previously? We manipulated, swept right here, manipulated into a 15-minute fair value gap, began to push up. Now we're in an uptrend. This is just a minor pullback. Don't get caught up right here. This is a minor pullback. And where do we pull back to? This low. And look how much drawdown. If say you would have just entered off of here because you was just like, I'm gonna put a limit order right here and go to bed. Let's see how many points you would have needed in drawdown. Bro, 11 points. 11 freaking points. You could have had your stop loss at 15 points, which I usually go for like 15 to 20 points. You know what I'm saying? 15 points, and then had your take profit up here, if you wanted to. And look at that RR. Right? Look at that, 1,700. And if you want to have your balls in the walls, you feel me? You could have held it all the way to previous week high. I'm telling y'all boys, this trading strategy and this setup, these setups are freaking amazing. All right, and I've been talking for a long time. One more sip of water before I get off. Now, it's just simple, and simplifying it down is just the first thing you look for, trend of the day. Second thing, you want to find where we previously were balanced at, supply, demand, support, and resistance, whatever that is. And then you're going to wait for a break or a retest. That's the most simple thing that's how I simplify it. But this is how I find them. This is how I find my setups. And this is how I trade and catch my setups. Like cool trade setups like these. Like I told my boys in the Discord chat. Right here. Went straight to TP. See, it's telling me it went to TP right here. I guess that's just the wrong thing. It went to TP right there. It's not. I think it was like 9:59. That's what it was. 9:59. I had my TP at 9:59, and then we ended up coming back, pushing back up, and I could have bottom ticked it right there if I wanted to, because I had a level right there. It swept liquidity, manipulating some. This trade absolutely made sense. If I wanted to get in this trade, I would have bottom ticked and caught that trade all the way up here. Let's just see if I actually would have took this trade. I'm just curious. My bad. If I would have took this trade, which would be right here. I think TP was like right here. And y'all can see, look how little drawdown I would have got, bro. I wouldn't, not even 5 full points, but that's not the case. Let's do it right here. We're going to put limit. We want to hold this trade all the way up to previous week high would have netted us $4,500. This would have been a, let's just, okay. You know what? Let's do it like right here and subtract like 20 points. This would have been 210 points, my nigga. This would have been a 210 point trade if I would have just went with that. But this was just to show y'all boys that I know what I'm freaking doing. Now I'm overly curious. Oh, I know how I caught it. So was it like, did I do, no, that's not the right tool. Did I do this all the way to that? Yup, that's how I got my level. So what I did was I dragged it from Asia all the way to New York PM, and it gave me this exact level to a pinpoint, absolutely lining up with a 15-minute fair value gap, and that's how I caught my level. I'm just telling y'all, if y'all not seeing what I'm showing y'all, and I'm not proving to y'all that this actually works and actually makes sense, You don't gotta listen to me. Somebody's gonna listen and somebody's gonna make bread off of this. But yeah, this is gonna be the end because this is a 30-minute vid. I was not expecting it to be this long. This is how I found my trade setups. So yeah, very simple. As y'all boys can see, go and back test it if you need to. But yeah, man, let me know how it turns out for y'all. Join the Discord. If you want to learn from me personally, link in bio. You don't got to. God love y'all boys though. I will catch y'all in another video. Peace out.